So we are going to talk about a quick, easy, effective, affordable, and phenomenal base face today, okay? So when you're using wax base, it's going to come looking something like this, which may be a little different than what you're used to if you're used to a powder foundation or a liquid foundation. We love wax base because it is so customizable. Number one, it's not going to oxidize on your skin. So when you put your makeup on, you have it on for a little while and it looks phenomenal, right? Then a few minutes later, you're like, wait, why am I looking orange? I had a perfect color match, but here I am looking like an Oompa Loompa, right? That's because your foundation is oxidizing. So wax based is not going to do that. It's going to sit on top of your pores rather than seeping in. So you're gonna get a longer wear time with it as well. So another thing throughout the day when you put your foundation on, by the end of the day, you're like, where did my makeup go? Like it was looking great, but where did it go, right? It's going to sit on top of your face rather than seeping into your pores. So it's longer wear time. It is customizable in the sense of you can customize the finish on it. So if you like more of a matte finish, you just mix it with some powder. If you like more of a glowy, healthy glow finish, you can mix in a beautiful like facial oil to give you that really healthy glow. So that actually brings me to my next point. You control the coverage of it as well. So if you want a full coverage, you can get that. If you want a light coverage, you can get that as well. For me, I have some freckles. I actually like them sometimes. So I do a more light coverage with that, and then you can still see the freckles at times. But if you do like that full coverage, you just build in layers. That's the beauty of professional, right? With this foundation, you are going to get at least 50% pigmentation. So that means that you're going to get more pigment versus fillers, which a lot of like over-the-counter drugstore brands, you're going to get more fillers in that and less pigment, which in the long run, you're going to end up using more makeup, having to replace it more often. So invest yourself in a good foundation that's going to last you because of the pigmentation and the better ingredients in it for you, the professional quality. So that again will bring me to my next point of skin prep being so crucial. So always exfoliate minimally once a week to get all those dead skin cells off. If you're not exfoliating, you might have the best foundation in the world, aka this stuff right here, but it's not going to lay well on your skin if you're not taking care of it. So definitely exfoliate at least once a week, depending on your skin type. Always moisturize, cleanse and moisturize twice a day, every day, okay? And then anything added that you want to put in, any sort of anti-aging serums, any sort of facial oils, whatever you decide, whatever your preference is, that is the key to great foundation. So first step, you're gonna want to use a primer, okay? We have a spray primer that works really well with this foundation. I have seen people try to use like cream-based or silicone-based primers with this. They don't always work. The chaos of my house. They don't always work the way that we want them to. So the spray, we have found that this works beautifully. This is going to give you, just like priming a wall, right? It's going to give you a perfect, easy, just very smooth application to start that with. It's also going to create a barrier between your skin and your makeup, okay? Say this is like the glue to your foundation. It's going to help it to adhere to your face better and kind of sit really well. Next step, if you are going to do any color correcting underneath your foundation, you'll want to do that before you apply your foundation. That way the foundation that matches your face will kind of blend that all together. So if you could see how many times I've restarted this video and stopped partway in between because either my kids or my whole setup just fell down, my dogs are out there going crazy. This is like the real life stuff, if I'm being honest, right? So, okay, so I'm going to start with this is like a salmon tinted orangey undertone concealer. I'm going to put that underneath my eyes. So this is going to help to kind of cancel out any sort of blue or purplish tones, anything that gives you like that dark appearance underneath your eyes. The key to all of this is to getting the proper color to cancel out, to kind of correct whatever shade you're trying to correct. So on the color wheel, an orangey color would be opposite of like the bluey purple. So that's why we're gonna go in with that one there. That is Concealer 3 from LimeLife by Alcone. This is waterproof concealer. It actually has been used on Olympic swimmers. So if that tells you anything on the stay power of this and the reputation of this makeup, that says it all, right? You need a tiny amount, so you can just dip right into it. You can use a tool if you want. I personally like to use my finger because the body heat kind of helps to warm it up to help it apply just a little bit easier. So I'm just gonna go underneath my eyes there, and I'm not going to totally blend it out. This is a problem that I used to personally have, that I used to blend it out too much, so it actually ended up canceling itself out and not working. And my kid's yelling for me again. So you can kind of just tap that into your skin underneath your eyes, and you guys, if you are watching, that literally like magically took those circles away. Right here. The real life. So any other sort of purpley blue, you can go ahead with that. If this concealer matches your skin tone, if you're like an olive skin tone, this would be a good match for that, to do other sort of just general concealing. So for me, I can see a few blemishes right here. I'm actually going to go in with Concealer 0. This is like the lightest one we have. This is a multi-use one for me, and I'll show you here a little bit later what else I'm going to do with that. But I'm just gonna kind of go over these couple of blemishes that I have, just to give them a little extra boost than just the foundation. Sometimes we need a little team effort, right? Now, when you go to create your palette, you can do individual concealers, you can do an individual foundation, or you can build yourself a perfect complexion palette, which will give you your perfect foundation and 2 concealers with that. Okay, so if there were any other places that you wanted to conceal, there's a concealer for that. I actually did a 100-day of lives challenge a couple years ago, and that was our hashtag for it. It was hashtag there's a concealer for that, because there's literally a concealer for anything in your life that you need, okay? So even like little sunspots, if you did want to kind of conceal those, you can go over those with something to match your skin tone. If you have a little bit of redness, you can actually go in, and that actually probably would have been a little bit better for these reddish areas, a little reddish undertone, a little reddish. If you have some kind of red pigment to your face, you can use our green concealer, which will kind of cancel out that redness, okay? So now we're getting into the good stuff, the foundation, okay? My recommendation is to get yourself the Blenderful here. This is amazing, non-latex, non-porous, so it's not going to suck your foundation way up into it, meaning that you're going to get more use out of your foundation because it's not going to waste into your tools, okay? You have the flat end to apply the foundation with, and then you also have different areas to blend out with. So you've got the pointed tip here and then the rounded edges as well. My suggestion would be to dip it right into your foundation, do like a quarter turn, and then you can make little spots all over your face. Again, guys, this is going to be super easy for you. It's not going to be as long of a process, but here we are, we're educating on it, so we're taking a little bit longer. My biggest tip for you is to make sure that you are blending down your neck. For me, my neck is actually a little bit lighter than my face, but that foundation is going to blend right into my chest. So you want it to all kind of be cohesive, so definitely blend it all the way down your neck. Okay, so once you kind of have it applied, my suggestion to you is to do more of a tapping action rather than a swiping like this to blend it out. When you do that, you're not going to get as easy and as smooth of an application, and you're almost going to be wiping your foundation away. So when you do it like this, especially with the wax base, it's going to like basically become a part of your skin, okay? It is going to be, when you use this foundation, it gives you that second skin look and feel. You want hot cocoa? Okay, we'll do hot cocoa. Welcome to my world, guys. Welcome to my world. We will do hot cocoa, okay? So as you can see, my skin does stay pretty good because I do take really good care of it, but it just gives you that little extra boost. It gives it that very cohesive, very smooth appearance. Like I said, second skin look and feel. If you have a cute little headband on like me, I'm going to suggest that you kind of push that away because you want to definitely blend it right into your hairline. When I get a little bit closer to my brows in little areas like this, you can either turn your blender full around or grab a smaller little brush and kind of get those areas closer around your eyebrows and between your eyes here. So you can see how that gave me a very, very smooth, but very natural, but at the same time, really nice coverage. Okay, so now we're gonna move into some basic highlighting and concealing. We're not gonna get, or highlighting and contouring. We're not gonna get super crazy into the contour today. I do sometimes get a little fancy with it, but today we're doing the basic, okay? Okay, we're going to take that concealer 0 that I spoke about, and that is going to be a highlight color. So I'm gonna take my finger again with that. What you're gonna wanna do is do kind of a triangle underneath your eyes. When you do just underneath here as like a half moon shape, what that's actually going to do is draw more attention to your eye underneath there, and it's going to give it a more appearance of, it's gonna draw more attention to your under eye circles and or bags. So when you do it in a triangle effect, it's going to give you more of an illusion there to draw downward. That way it's not going to draw more attention. It's actually going to brighten underneath your eyes. Again, I'm going to go in with my finger with that, kind of fan that out. If you're going to use your finger as an application tool, just make sure it's nice and clean. As I've told you over and over, I'm no professional. I just use a professional product, so I do have a few good tips for you. A little bit down the nose, a little on the forehead, and then sometimes I'll take some down here. So then you can take your blender full again and use kind of the rounded edge there and kind of blend all of that out. So now that we have that on, we're gonna go in with a little bit of bronzer. Like I said, we're not getting crazy with the contour today, but it is nice to put a little bronzer on because when you do use a full coverage, when you do use a really great professional foundation such as this, you kind of get that flat appearance, right? It really covers up everything so beautifully. So when you go back in with some bronzer, some blushes, things like that, you are going to put some more shape and more sunshine back into your face. So you're able to completely customize whatever you want in your powder palettes. You can do 1, you can do 2, 3, a full 6 like this. I have a bronzer in here, and then we'll choose one of these blushes too. So we're gonna go in with this bronzer here. You're gonna wanna tap off any excess because this is, again, very pigmented, blends very beautifully though because of the professional quality. So I always start across the forehead here. Basically, you kind of wanna think about any place that the sun would hit or any place that you kind of want to thin out. So we're gonna go ahead and do the forehead here. Now today, because I have on this headband, that might not be necessary, but we're going to do it for effect, right? The biggest thing I can tell you with bronzer, the super simple rule would be to do a 3. So what you want to do is go around your forehead, down underneath your cheekbone here, and then underneath your chin. See how that's creating the appearance of a cheekbone there? Kind of enhance that feature. And then down, like I said, underneath your chin. For me, I'm like, girl, give me the more bronzer to get rid of that double chin. It's like losing 5 pounds, 10 pounds instantly. Bronze away, contour away. okay? Again, when you're working with professional, start small and just add in as you go. If you start with too much product, it's gonna be a little bit harder for you to blend it out than if you just start with a little bit and then continue to work your way into the layers until you achieve the look you wanna get. If you have a lower shirt on, you could also take your bronzer down your neck, a little bit on your chest if you wanted to. And then I always do a little bit just to thin out the chin here. And then we will also go down our nose here. I prefer to actually contour my nose a little bit more, but for bronzing purposes, we'll just go in with a really, really quick technique here. I will kind of squeeze my brush or get a smaller brush when I'm using my bronzer there, just because you don't need the big fluffiness for just that tiny part on your nose. And then sometimes I'll have to come back in and kind of blend that in. Okay, so we have that. We're gonna go in with a little bit of blush. I'm gonna go with one of my favorites up here. This is blush number 3 Possible. It's kind of like a rose goldy, little bit of shimmer, but really, really pretty. Again, tap off the excess. You're gonna kind of make a little circle on right on the apple of your cheek. And then you can blend that back. What? There you go. What do you say? And what else? Thank you. Okay, again, that'll mark your spot for you, and then you can blend that back. If you want to add in just a little extra, you can add in, we have these perfect glow drops. They are coconut infused illuminators. They are insanely beautiful, super smooth, and hydrating to your skin. So you can tap a little bit on there if you want to be a little extra, a little on your cheekbones there. Highlight the living daylights out of them. Go down your nose with it. Last but not least, you want to set that there. So we have the glue with the primer, right? The glue to your foundation with the primer. And now we're gonna go in with the hairspray. Okay, so this is basically, it's not hairspray, it's finishing spray, you guys, but I'd say it's the hairspray to your face, because when you put this on, your makeup is going to stay for hours and hours and hours. It says up to 16 hours of wear. I swear I've gotten longer than that. So I'm gonna spray that on. You do have 2 options with this. We have an oil stripe one, which is going to give you more of a matte finish and help kind of control your oil if you tend to overproduce facial oils. Or we have the time setter, which is more of a healthy, glowy sheen. You know what I'm saying, a healthy glow appearance to your skin. So there you have it, guys. Super simple. Like I said, I spent a little bit more time explaining it out, but when you are doing it for yourself, it's going to be so quick, so easy, so efficient, so professional and beautiful. So if you need a color match, continue on. So you want to get color matched for your favorite foundation. Here's a few tips for you. Always match to your face, neck, and chest. Never your hand or the inside of your wrist or any other weird body part. Next, avoid poor lighting such as this, or shadows underneath your neck like this. What you want to do is face the window, get the best natural lighting on your face as possible. And you really want to get your chest in there if you're matching via photo. So face that window, get your face, neck, and chest. Pull that shirt down a little bit if you have to, and getting a little frisky, and take your selfie. It's also going to help if you can get a picture of the inside of your wrist in that same lighting. Then you get to go from this to this. Beautiful coverage.
What?
My actual best tip of all is I don't care what the background looks like behind you. I don't care if it's chaos, just send your photo.